This is big time!
Who is Randy? Don't bring anyone's mother into this.
Your mama in the fucking stands!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura, and
Christina Pashitsky.
welcome to your mom's house.
Oh boy, welcome folks. Welcome one, welcome all to Behind the Jeans. We do it live every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And now, the last couple of episodes, if you haven't noticed already, everyone's allowed to watch. But if you want to get in the stink portal, you want to get in the chat, you gotta be a member. John Zanovich, the newest member to join up so far today as we've been here on the stream. Welcome to all the common chatters that we have. I'm getting to know all of you. We've been here, 32 episodes. You guys are fantastic. We got some of the OGs in here. Forrest Nutter, Don't Trip, Albert. See, Jay Shipes is here. He's a newer guy, so it's good to have all of you here. And we've got lots to cover today in the YMH universe. Of course, Fancy Chef still on everyone's mind after his historic, monumental appearance on the program just last week. We have even more feedback from Tanner. And also, in a little bit, we're going to hear from the first person, I do believe, that has ever booked Fancy Chef. So we're going to get that experience because Fancy Chef, I mean, maybe now when Tom and Christina got with him, you know, there was probably a lot under his belt. You know what I'm saying? He was old hat for him by that point. He had a lot of reps. I'm curious to see how the first booking ever went. I like that we're blurry again. We're blurry. I focused it. God, this is the problem with me being out here as a Martian. Maybe if you don't know, if you haven't been watching early episodes, I'm not in Austin. I'm in Los Angeles. And I'm out here in my lem, if you will, alone, like a Martian. I set it all up myself, thanks with Any on the phone, by the way. And I'm supposed to focus the camera and whatnot. And I thought I did. I literally sat there and did it. I took I've allergies out the ass right now. I took allergy medication this morning and like fell asleep on my couch and missed like 10 texts from Cougar. I'm glad I didn't miss. I got up. I've been sitting here for like an hour and a half so I don't fall back asleep on this fucking Benadryl, but it's got me, I can at least speak and not be like every 2 seconds for you. So I fixed that and now I am fucking blurry. So what do I do, Cougar? Should I fix it? Should I get up and fucking fix it? What do you think? I don't know. But either way, it's not my flu game. I've had worse. I've had worse days on the air. I'm a professional. But is it fucking that blurry? I can't even fucking tell. Let's get to a clip, because Tom had the Peloton lady on. And I'll tell you what, from back in YMH 686, who is Kendall Toole? This is the first time that we've got introduced to her. So let's go to it. You don't have to see my fucking blurry face. This isn't blurry.
And look at Kira. Kira, Mike.
No, but Kendall's who I've taken a lot of classes from.
Okay, let me see. Wait a minute. I know who this is. Kendall's trouble, Tom. Oh, I know Kendall. Oh, I know Kendall is trouble. I know Kendall because Agent Jeans and I have been talking about Kendall.
Kendall is.
You're into Kendall?
I've taken the most classes from Kendall.
Not anymore.
Why? She's always like, you know what? I'm not a holler back girl. Yeah.
See, that's the problem. I think Kendall's going to steal your heart.
No.
Kendall's a wild card. There she is. See? I don't like it. No. I think Kendall's too hot for you.
She's very cheery. She's actually like super cheerful and like, come on, she's all positive vibes.
I certainly do not have a Peloton. I almost bought a Peloton, believe it or not. Josh Potter almost bought a Peloton. Annie Letterman was trying to sell hers, and I figured, should I spend this money on this Peloton? And I thought about it because of the Kendalls, if you will. I go, this could be fun. I don't know. Can they see you? That was the thing that had me concerned. And also the fact that it would just end up being like a clothes rack at some point in my home. It would just be there as a shelf at some point. But I don't know. I could maybe be convinced. Do they have a setting for wives to make sure that you can't have Kendall as an instructor? I'm curious if there's like security implementations on a Peloton bike that I'm unaware of. I've not used one, so I don't know.
Well, I don't like this now.
You don't like that she's positive?
Well, I didn't. Here's the deal: is that are you listening to me? Or are you still
she's
wrapped
fucking
around?
wearing right there? Make that bigger. Look what she's wearing. This is in public.
No, I know. That's why Kendall's like a bad girl. I don't trust you with Kendall.
No, she's not a real bad girl, though. That's the thing. You could tell. You could tell when you take these classes and you see. She's like a girl. She's a girl that talks a lot of shit and doesn't fucking back it up. Like you get into bed and you're like, spit on me. And she's like, what? I'm like,
many conversations I've had about these types of girls over the years. Cause you go to these comedy clubs sometimes and there are waitresses and bartenders and people at the comedy clubs. They talk a big game like that, but you can always tell this is a common thread. I don't know if in regular life, if it's just the comedy world necessarily, but you can always tell the ones that are talking a big game. And you know that's not going to happen.
You're like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking
keen
about.
eye. We've
I
got
don't
a
like
keen eye,
this
that's
whole thing with like, you have a whole thing with Kendall and what she's like. And
I know what she's like.
Babe.
The whole fucking
I knew it. I fucking knew something. Because I was like, why is Tom always on this fucking bicycle?
It's great exercise.
I'm like, he's doing it 3 times a day, 5 days a week. You're on the Peloton. You lost all this weight. And then I look on I finally get the treadmill. And I'm like, oh, that's why. Because of Kendall. Kendall. You know what I saw her the other day? I looked on her videos. She was like making an expression like that, like the tongue out. And then she's crazy.
Nah.
She's a wild child.
I don't think so. I think
wild theory from Christina. I wonder, did Christina since then find her own Kendall? Is there some ripped ass man that can like run on her treadmill and give her instruction? I don't know. But Kendall eventually had been tracked down by the Your Mom's House crew and brought into the studio for Christina to ask all kinds of questions to really get an assessment on her character, I do imagine. And we have clips of this. Obviously, this came out today. First, I want to say what up to Jay Shipes. I did think that it was his first time in, and he says it's his first live membership stream. Welcome. Pew, 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 pew. Also, a new member. Shout out to Courtney Jordan. Thank you for joining up, Courtney. Welcome. Thanks for joining the conversation. And Jay Shipes, thanks for the super chat, pal. I appreciate it a great deal. Christie's Kendall is any player on the Lakers. Don't trip. That is a good point. Lakers season about to begin once again, and Christine will have all of her Kendalls, I'm sure. Let's get to Kendall on the show, shall we?
I don't know if you've ever.
So, by the way, also, as I mentioned, we are going to get into some more fancy chef lord in a couple of minutes here. This is actually showing Kendall Toole fancy chef. I'm sure now that she's a giant Peloton celebrity, I wonder how many hits she gets. Like, if you were to convert her lessons and how many viewers are on them on a daily basis, what would that equate to in a YouTube sense? I'd imagine Kendall Toole, quite the famous person these days. Maybe she's had elegant dining experiences with the likes of a fancy chef.
Like, does this look right to you?
Beautiful and nice by the chef. I'm gonna add this mint here.
Wait, what's on top?
So that's a lamb shank on top of strawberries, ranch.
I want you to book me now. You've never seen this before.
No, I have not seen that before.
What's the orange part?
Is that a mushroom?
I got honey ranch.
Honey ranch.
In there, nice. Got gold honey.
You drizzle everything with honey ranch, right?
To perfection.
You know what? I make a healthier version of it, so I find a way to do it. But yeah,
I'm sure.
I mean, that's a 6-star chef, you know.
That's
Six star.
I love the gimmick of putting it in like a martini glass or
Isn't
a
that
wine
nice?
glass.
He created that himself.
He invented that.
Do you wash your chicken?
Oh, is
I
he?
gotta wash my chicken. I got vinegar.
Oh my god!
You don't do that?
Well, then I want to. Is he going to get in like every little orifice with the toothbrush?
He's doing the
look at
backside
the
of the brush,
toothbrush.
which is
You can wash your
interesting.
chicken. I can wash your
Why is he using the back?
Wash
It's
your
just a
chicken.
choice,
Nice.
creative
Look,
choice.
Take a toothbrush.
Maybe he's afraid of
Wash
the
your chicken.
plastic from the brush
Hello,
getting
wash
into
your
the
chicken.
chicken skin.
Obviously, the bristles would be too abrasive for the tender skin of the chicken. You're trying to moisturize it. You're not trying to obliterate it by any stretch of the word. Everybody is reacting to the fact that honey and ranch. That part, when it comes to fancy chef, he is so layered and he has so many like an onion, just different layers of wildness that the honey ranch thing flew over my head. Here I am thinking honey ranch is an actual sauce like you pick up at fucking McDonald's, like a dipping sauce. It is not, I'm sure. Honey and ranch is insane, according to Corey Sanchez here. Of course, it's nice and beautiful. Many people speculating, too, by the way, that the fancy chef might be blind. And as a blind man, I didn't catch this at first. Oftentimes, it's difficult to assess other blind men, especially ones that don't really wear glasses. Like, obviously, I walk into a room, you're like, holy shit, that guy's fucking blind. But, you know, if a guy walks in and he doesn't have a stick or a dog, he's just got shades on, you think, is this guy just a cool customer? I'm not sure. So there is that element, too, that we'll have to get into in a minute here when we talk to our friend Douglas Tracy.
What?
Never thought that.
Nailed it.
Anti-plastic.
Wash your chicken.
Bless him.
You like chicken?
I do love chicken. Not like that. I would not eat that damn chicken.
Oh, you're missing out. You're missing out. What about?
That's my favorite. Show me another.
Do you
Let's
like burgers?
Burger going in.
Do you like
in
a big
in a
burger?
Teflon pan. Really great. By the way, yeah, no Teflon. Stainless steel only.
Look
No.
at this burger.
What should I cook in ceramic?
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
I'll send you Rex.
Call the chef.
Look at this burger. Look at the size
What
of this
is
burger.
that?
It's his burger.
It's his burger. Is he gonna smash it?
No,
It
babe.
looks like a big
Do you like the middle raw?
yummy.
Do you ever indulge in treats like mac and cheese?
I did last night actually.
The burger is wild, folks. He definitely worked in a kitchen, says Fort Snutter. It was a Waffle House, but a kitchen nonetheless. What is a huddle? Oh, I don't know that one, but Waffle House, been there many times. If you worked at Waffle House, you might be one of the best cooks of all time. That's the thing. I don't know if that's even Waffle House caliber. I mean, that burger, putting that bad boy on the old thing there was nuts. I can't believe these pores are questioning the fanciness of the chef, says Don't Trip. I mean, me neither, Don't Trip. Frankly, I don't know which way to go. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it fancy? Sometimes I feel like fancy food is meant to make one suffer, you know, at the end of the day. Let's watch a little more before we bring on our guest.
Oh,
Can
my
I ask him all
cilantro.
these things?
Okay, is it? I have the soap gene, so I can't have cilantro.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
gene. That's a
Well,
gene.
otherwise, yeah, we could ask him
That'd
to
be
make this
soap
for you
pasta.
without the cilantro.
Yeah, no, I think that
well,
would be
this looks
smart.
like pretty authentic Italian. You may want to show your mom this.
Yeah,
one.
show your mom or
This is when Italians look at a video and just like curse and throw their phone.
Or-
yeah, I
Bless
think
them.
quite a few
I'm
would.
gonna add some
Yeah.
fresh
Look at this
lemon. to
beautiful
I'm gonna add
stir
some
fry.
fresh lemon to that. I'm gonna add
Fresh
some fresh
lemon.
That's nice. That's tasteful. That's delightful. That's mouth watering. That's mouth refreshing. That's tantalizing.
Putting
I
that
would love
lemon
it in
on,
a
we know the
giant,
lemon well.
Oversized martini glass.
Oh, wow.
You know the ones where they put like the
Yep.
towers
Yep.
of shrimp or
Yep.
like the dessert,
Yep.
like the cheesecakes and stuff.
Yeah, he does all kinds of cool stuff. So
I
Sounds
am.
fancy.
also,
People always asking the chef,
Oh, wow.
"What's my favorite meal?"
I love his
You know what
outfit
I'm
though. I
talking-
really do. I
Outfit's
really do.
fantastic.
He's got peanut butter and jelly. That's his favorite meal.
Peanut butter and jelly.
peanut butter jelly.
You know
Well,
that's
that's
true.
what-
It's a classic.
I put bananas on it too.
And also the
Wow. Oh,
choice
my
to have
Lord.
thick
I put
cuts of
bananas on my
bananas.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
This is
Yep.
very.
Gotta make
Sure do.
so they talk about in
Peanut butter and
cooking
jelly.
like the perfect bite.
With
Yeah,
I think that's a fascinating. I'd be curious how perfect that bite is. Just the mushy textures just really get me going. Just
I
my
would
favorite.
do just the peanut butter with the banana. I feel like maybe it's too sweet with the jelly. I don't know. Wasn't that Elvis's favorite?
Is it chemical jelly or is it like
It's organic, farm grown.
now
Lovely.
you are a. I would.
Gotta look at that Christina face real quick when it's coming to the organic jelly. Where is it? Shit.
hours
Yep.
of shrimp or
Yep.
like the dessert,
Yep.
like the cheesecakes?
I
and
lost
stuff?
it.
Yeah, he
But
does
her
all
face
kinds of cool
when it
stuff.
comes to the
I am.
organic
Fancy.
jelly.
Also,
Oh yeah, here we
Always
go.
asking the chef,
Oh, wow.
"What's
Let's get
my
to see.
favorite meal?"
I kind of want to see.
gonna-
I want to see Kendall's reaction to the to our boy here before we get to Douglas Tracy. I want to see what she thinks of the old double soul shaman, who, by the way, coming up in my IG feed a lot more. I don't know if I got into the stink portal as far as algorithms go. I don't know if I'm docking with the man algorithmically, but boy, oh boy, he's been coming up quite a bit. Let the man fucking bond with his fellow.
and we've had a few on the show. One, his name is Will.
In this episode of What Does the Wild Naked Man Drink,
You know him?
I'm gonna fill this beautiful mason jar with my beautiful Orin.
They are colleagues, both in the same line of work, Peloton, being healthy. She's giving Rex on stainless steel pots and pans to use instead of Teflon, things to make people healthy. So is Mr. Will Blunderfield. Let's see if they
Which
compare,
is
line up at
medicinal.
all.
Keep watching. Don't
Especially
you look
after
away,
some
Kendall. Don't you
amazing
look away.
I'm watching. I'm looking. I'm committed.
He's
Look at his
really
skin.
sweet.
Look at his skin. Doesn't he have beautiful skin?
He really does.
Biofeedback,
He's got a
and it's
wonderful
form of
beard.
self. When I drink my own piss, I get this
Guy.
enhanced benefit of self-approval and self-acceptance.
Nice.
And
Good
really,
for mental
that's
health.
all
We
there
do.
is to
We
life,
do.
because self-love is the only love.
That his platitudes are accurate.
They're
However,
very accurate.
It's true. Self-love is
And
truly the only
This
love.
guy,
Also, by the way, I like that when he's making his platitudes, these speeches, these words of wisdom, it's timed with the P. Do you notice that? Like, even if he's got one more sentence, he gets that last little drip out so that the piss and his words all line up. God, he's really a genius.
he runs marathons. Like, he's in good shape.
He's in yoga.
So no wonder
I will
the
say it's
yogis
gotta
have
be
been doing it
convenient,
for
though.
5,000 years.
And then, look,
Everything that's
Literally
bad for
good.
us, like injecting heavy metals and aborted fetal cells right into your body, is made to seem good, and everything that's good for us, like drinking your piss, is made to seem bad. We live in an inverted clown world. So try it for yourself and be your own guru and do what feels good.
do it feels good. And guess what? He emailed us again. He was on the show, and he wrote in, "Hey brother,
Oh, I love that.
thought you might enjoy my new cock meditation.
Yes.
This will help men grow their penises and their balls produce more sperm. With Tom injecting his testosterone, because I inject, I thought he might enjoy this the natural way. Love, W." That's Will. And here is his.
Good. I can't wait to see this, and then we'll get to our guest. I got to see this first, though,
I am a sexy man.
I am a sexy man.
You have to repeat it.
I'm a sexy
I
man.
love how when I walk into a room,
I love how when I walk
my
into a room,
potency is felt
potency
and
is
seen.
felt and seen.
We're all closing our eyes, yes?
Good.
I
I-
am so sexy
I'm so sexy.
that the energy moving through my body right now
Energy moving through my body right
is so powerful.
So powerful.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I appreciate myself.
I think it's working.
My
Affirmations work.
body
They do.
is a testosterone
Wow.
factory.
Look how he stood upright.
Body is testosterone.
It's working.
I am incredibly healthy.
Wow.
I
is
am
amazing.
incredibly powerful.
I'm incredibly powerful.
How long is this?
25 minutes?
Okay.
I have unlimited energy.
I would love to see the before and after of.
My confidence is magnetic.
Let me tell you, Will came in here. He wanted to come on nude, but he did concede to wearing underwear.
Only.
Let's say a sock at least on the a little cock sock.
No.
But
Okay.
I mean,
a little more covered.
It was a
The
little.
cheeks as
it was
well?
underwear. Yeah, it was little
Okay.
tidy whities. Also
good.
insisted on long hugs in his state.
Hopefully nothing. Everything was nice and flaccid.
yeah, for me.
It was growing.
And for you. For Annie, he really liked Annie.
Yeah, and he walked right past them. Wouldn't hug. No hugs.
No hugs. Yeah, so I mean, it seems like Kendall was a little less into our boy, Mr. Will Blunderfield, the double soul shaman, than she was Fancy Chef. Tommy fucking Noble says, I have to cock meditate every day while cupping 2 of my best bro's testicles. That's probably the way that he would recommend it for sure. But yeah, when he drank his own urine, that's what made Kendall gag. But she also seemed to gag at some of Fancy Chef's concoctions that she was watching. I'm curious to see if she would have tasted it, how that would have been. We do have a gentleman here now that has tasted and experienced Fancy Chef in all his might. Here we have Douglas Tracy. Welcome to the show, sir. You're quite less blurry than I am today. Please ignore my blurriness and excuse it. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Now, you booked Fancy Chef first. Now you have that confirmed. Like, how do you know that you booked him first? Were you just that you were on the trail early?
Well, I think I got in around maybe a week or 2 before Tom, because I follow Tom on Instagram. Noticed that we follow the same, but I believe I'm the only one, the first one who booked him, because just by seeing his feed, I have no idea what happened in the the background or off camera, but who knows.
Well, you seem, judging by just your background alone, you seem like a man of opulent wealth.
Of
Have you
course,
booked
absolutely.
anything? Have you ever booked a chef in the past? Do you have experience booking chefs for private gigs and whatnot, or is this the first time you decided to venture into that kind of thing?
That's the first time. I dabble in the kitchen myself a little bit, but definitely have never booked a chef before. But it actually happened by accident.
Okay, do tell.
So about early August or so, I started following. I called Chef, just like a lot of people have, saying like, "Will he pick up?"
Sure.
And he did. It was crazy. Like, and we talked for a little bit, and I was like, "All right, cool. That's funny. No big deal." And then he mentioned that his birthday is the 29th of August. It's the same as mine. So I'm like, "Hey, call him up. Happy birthday, blah, blah." And I said, "Hey, listen, if you're in Miami, let me know." And he's like, "Dude, I'm coming to Miami in like 3 weeks." I was like, "All right, cool." So he wrote my name down as Josh. I have no idea why. But same, with John Segura, right?
Yes. He
Yeah.
can't get names right. Or maybe,
Not at
I
all.
don't know when I called him, because I also got him on the phone to get him into YMH Studios there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if maybe he confused, maybe thought we were the same guy.
Maybe. Could be.
But
Our voices
either
are
way,
very
he's
similar.
not great with names, as we learned.
Not at all. So I'm like, all right, cool. And he got my name down, and he's in Miami, and I'm just running some errands. I see someone dressed in full chef uniform in a restaurant near my place. And I was like, there's no way that's him. And I go up to him, and he's doing a live broadcast. He's on the phone with somebody. I'm like, "Dude, are you Fancy Chef?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, cool. Let's talk." So we sat there and talked for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, "Dude, anytime you want to come over, just let me know. I'm right around the corner. I caught some fish, froze them the other day. Whatever you want to cook, I'll get the ingredients. Let me know." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm in Miami. I haven't been able to cook yet, and I got to do it." And I'm like, "All right, cool. Come on over." So I thought that was going to be all bullshit, right? Like, "Oh,
Okay.
yeah, whatever, a fan, in my face." The next day he calls me up. "Hey, can we do tomorrow?" And I was like, all right, like sure.
Now you had fish that you caught. These poor fish that you caught are going to give their life. Like, did you already have plans for the fish in the freezer, or were you like, oh, now I got to fucking
I
waste
caught
my
a big
fish?
one, so I had like a lot of fillets. So
Okay,
I was
cool.
like, all right, yeah. So I was like, all right, we can sacrifice a couple of those for the experience for sure.
Okay.
But,
Oh, by the way, real quick, Cougar says that when he picked him up, he called him Josh as well. So
Yeah.
he just calls everyone Josh.
I think so.
Tom got John Segura. I wish he got Josh Segura. That would have been fun. But so that's confirmation from our boy Cougar there. But you were saying, I'm sorry. So then he came over the next day. I can't believe, by the way, all this coordination happening and just luck of running into the man. I don't think he
crazy.
lives in Miami, but he's just down there doing.
He's here now. And so he's here for like the next month or so.
Okay.
And I'll get into why I know that in a minute.
Okay, cool.
But so he's like, hey, listen, pick up some chicken and a couple of ingredients. So I run to the supermarket, pick him up, and comes over the next day. And so I meet him outside, and I open the door for him, and he's like pushing around like things, like he's like waving at things. And I was like, what's going on, man? Are you okay? He's like, yeah, don't worry. So I get him up to my place, show him all the setup and things. And he's like, all right, so where's this? I'm like, it's right in front of you. He's like, oh, okay. Where's this? It's right there. And I was like, this is very strange.
Huh.
And I'm like, can you see the things? Are you okay? He's like, no, I'm actually legally blind.
Damn. So he said that too. He said he's legally blind.
All right. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Golly. I wonder what that means. I mean, as a blind person, like I said, we all have different degrees
Right.
of
He
blindness.
can see like things. He said that the more light there is, the better the vision is.
Well,
as
yeah. I
far
mean,
as
come on.
clarity.
Again, we're talking blind stuff here. Oh, you telling me when it's brighter out, you can see better? I mean, go figure.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Makes sense, right?
But he doesn't wear glasses, right? Or does he ever have them on when he's not cooking? Maybe it's a
used to have
vanity thing.
glasses. He used to have glasses, and he said he got cataract surgery as well. So he
Oh.
said that helped quite a bit.
Yes, that does. Cataract surgery is rumored to help. Mozart was deaf, says Corey Sanchez.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Many people, are I think, was Mozart deaf or was it Beethoven? That stuff. I don't remember. But either way, maybe they were all deaf at the end of the day. It is a Behind the Genes exclusive, though, as Cougar mentioned, that, this is like, we all kind of suspected it, and people were starting to surmise perhaps he was because of his eyes being a certain way and the way that he kind of like gets close to things. But we are getting it confirmed now from his first booking, Douglas Tracy, the man legally blind to his own self-admission. Mm-hmm. So continue. I'm sorry, continue your story, but that I had to
Absolutely
raise that up.
Absolutely, for sure. So we do the chicken first, and I don't know if you got to see the reels that we did at my place, but half of the pan was like over to the side of the cooking space the whole time. So like only like a half of the pan was even on the hot stove. So I was like, oh, this is weird. And but he left it there for quite a while, so I'm pretty sure that the chicken was cooked all the way through. I only had one bite, and I found the burnt part. So I specifically found that exact little part.
Oh, you wanted to eat the burnt part just in case. I
just
understand.
in case, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I saw that Tom only took one bite as well, so I think we're both in the cautionary club.
And Tom was eating scallops. I mean, I know. I guess I don't know much about food in general or preparing it, but chicken can get you sick. I'm sure. I thought you'd think seafood would get you sick too, but chicken, you forget it has, what is that, the E. coli or whatever the hell on there, and or whatever, Legionnaire's disease or whatever the hell else you can get from it. But
that scurvy.
yeah. So that was a risky one. Now, did you get a pre-meal, like almost appetizer or palate cleanser of strawberries?
I did not. I got a dessert though, and that was called the Rihanna, and that had pineapple, ice cream, coconut, strawberries, pineapple, and he filled it up about 3/4 away with pure rum. And so like I took the spoon and ate it, and it was all rum. So it was just drinking a shot of rum.
Golly, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
he loves his booze when it comes to pouring
Yeah.
stuff like that. Asteroid Pebble does point out that he cooked the scallops for a long time, so probably a little safer than your chicken, I would imagine. Now, quick question: you're the only one he's cooking for in this instance, or did you have others with you? It was just
No,
you and
it was
him in your
me.
kitchen.
Yeah, because he called me up like I said, like the day before, and I was like, oh, okay, craziness,
I just didn't know if you subjected anybody else to the meal
tried.
as well. Guys,
I
I'm
tried.
having the fancy chef over. You gotta come
Exactly.
for dinner tomorrow. Cancel all your plans. I don't care where you're going. But though that's interesting, one-on-one connection. And all told, I mean, I'm not trying to jump ahead or anything. I want you to continue, obviously. But all told, how long was he in your home doing prep to cleanup?
3.5 to 4 hours.
God
Yeah,
damn.
It was a long day. Yeah.
So I mean, okay, so you got the chicken in you took a bite. You only took the one bite of the chicken. How do you sidestep? Because with Tom, it's like a whole production thing. People are
Right.
milling in and about. When you're one-on-one with the man, how do you take one bite of something and move forward without offending him?
Well, it was because the thing about the sauce was he did a red wine reduction from the chicken bits that were in the pan and stuff, but he added a whole, I think almost a lemon and a half
Oh yeah, he loves his lemons.
with the red wine, and that was a bit rough.
Godlike efficiency, says Albert. Yeah, the lemons, I always thought of lemon as a subtle flavor, something that, you have in it. But boy, oh boy, he's really put lemons on the on its ear. I mean, it used to just be like, you put you have your wedge, maybe you do it on a fish or something. This man has the lemon business is hoping that he catches on with something like this. Did he cook one thing at a time like he did on the episode, asked Little Boner?
Yes. Yeah. We did the chicken, the fish, and then the dessert at the end.
I see, but were there sides with these chickens and fish, or was it just straight the poultry?
We had 3 potatoes, which he did not cut or wash.
Okay.
They were thrown in the pan and just wiggled around a little bit. And
boiled or
no, with oil and salt,
Oh,
pepper
in a pan. Okay.
in a frying pan. And so like there was a brown potato just in the pan, just sauteing.
So did you take a bite of that? Because I'd imagine that would be.
Yep.
It was a raw potato essentially with
the middle was a bit raw. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the dirt makes it extra good from the outside,
earth.
right from the ground, the earth. Yes, Will Blunderfield would have agreed with that one. I would imagine eating a bit of the dirt and the manure from the animals and things like that. But boy, oh boy. Okay, so you had the potatoes, you had the chicken, you had the fish. Am I leaving anything out in the main course before we get to the dessert?
Nope. That's it. We had seasoned vegetables with the fish. I actually cooked the fish since I was a little worried about that after seeing the chicken. But the vegetables were cut very strangely. The caps were on the peppers, which is an interesting choice. But hey, listen, I'm not a fancy chef. I'm not 5 stars. I'm not gourmet. I let him work his magic. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Now, may I ask, when this is all concluded, or did he invoice you beforehand for the groceries, things like that? What did this cost you, or what did he book you under?
Oh, it was only like $50 or whatever for the groceries.
$50 for the groceries, but he didn't charge you for his labor or his experience?
$1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
No, come on. Did you pay him at all, or did he not get paid? I'm just curious if he billed you, or if he was like, that'll be $500 or whatever at the end of it.
No, actually, there was a little discussion here and there, but it was really weird because I didn't expect payment or anything, but he's like, hey, you seem like a pretty good guy. Why don't you just be my manager?
Wow.
And
so
like, huh?
boy, oh boy, he really saw something in here. You had such a great conversation. He wants to bring you on the fancy chef team.
Yeah, it was weird because I mean, I work in advertising, so I was like, hey, listen, we can do some things if you really want to think about promoting yourself, or pots and pans with your name on it, or promotional items, stuff like this. And he's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And so I'm like, all right, well, I can help you out if you want. He's like, okay, I won't charge you then.
Oh, so you did a little trade action in terms of work and things. Well, that's smart of you. I was curious though if he did bill you, how much it would be. I'm curious what this experience might cost, especially someone who got a last minute booking kind of.
Right.
So I am curious what his rates are still. Definitely.
Tom said something during the experience over there that was pretty outrageous, but who knows if that was a real
but
number.
He's a benevolent man. He would have overpaid for the experience,
sure.
no matter what the man billed. I was curious again, like someone just off the street who recognized him, who ran into him in a restaurant randomly. Was it a fancy restaurant that he was in wearing the fancy chef outfit like he was in Austin when we saw his reels?
It was a pretty decent one, yeah.
Okay. So he's just going in, experiencing, getting new flavors. I'm still trying to figure out if he even eats when he goes to the restaurants, or if he just like looks at them, takes video of them, and maybe he's taking the video of them so he could see them better. Now that we're learning that, the fancy chef, he loves colors though. For a guy who's blind, he sure loves his colors. Maybe because he can see them better than other things,
Yeah, I think so.
Well, do you have anything else you want to share with us, Doug? I mean, this has been eye-opening for sure, not to make a pun on the blind thing necessarily, but what an experience. I mean, you were in at the ground floor. You're one of his first bookings. He mentioned the Rihanna when he was making you his dish. Did he bring up any celebrities other than that he's worked with in the past, or was he giving you any tales, any tea, if you will, about the celebrity world?
Yeah, he wanted to make all the celebrity dishes so he could get tagged with them, and like, oh, this is the Rihanna because she's from Barbados, and Barbados is famous for rum, and so he poured it all up and like made the rum out of it, and I was like, okay, that's very strong.
Yeah, what a broad thing to make there. What a broad statement to make about Barbados and Rihanna in general. But I didn't know if he had any stories about celebrities that he's worked with or anything like that. Or, I mean, you're having hours and hours of conversation with him. What did that entail? Did it go off into anything more about his life or about him outside of the cooking world?
Yeah, no, we talked about, he's got a daughter and a girlfriend and stuff like this. And, he talked about how he worked in airline food prep before.
He did. He worked in airline food before. Wow. I wonder what that entails,
I have no idea.
Throwing the packages on the plane. I mean, what the hell does that I didn't even know those things were cooked, for Christ's sake. But, wow. That is something. I mean, boy, oh boy, the mystery grows. It only gets deeper here when it comes to Fancy Chef. Anything else you want to share, Doug, before we thank you for coming on and sharing and giving us your time?
Hopefully he learns how to use tongs one day, because he had a lot of trouble with that in my place.
Oh, my Lord. Well, I mean, if he's blind and he can't, he's got no depth on there, tongs are a tricky, sticky thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I can sympathize with that, having the extension of the tongs. If you can't really see, that could be bad. But maybe, I mean, he's got to get those under his. Ask about Fancy Chef being in Miami for the next month. Oh yeah, what was the story behind that? Little boner. Thanks for reminding us.
Right. No, for sure. And like I said, he wanted he wanted me to be his manager. So we talked quite a bit for like the next 2 weeks or so, or a week and a half after his. My experience. And so I was trying to help him with hotels and Airbnbs and stuff like this. So we actually had to rebook the hotel like 3 or 4 times because he was transferring money back and forth here and there. And he had some trouble with this and that. And then the Airbnb wasn't ready. So I was constantly like helping him out with this and that. And then at one point I was like, hey, listen, man, I don't know what's going on, but it's getting very difficult to keep on doing this. And it was like every day. And I was like, okay, man, I'd love to help you out. Cause I even made him a logo and everything. And I was like, okay, so I can't rebook a hotel every single day.
Yeah.
So we found an Airbnb and he's there.
Golly. And I mean, so he's in Miami at an Airbnb, you're saying?
Right.
Wow. And boy, oh boy, that's the thing about having a manager. You don't want to be difficult out of the gate. Not to say that he's extra difficult, but a lot of, let's just say, the lemon juice not worth the lemon squeeze in this case.
Bingo, right?
But boy, oh boy, I mean, yeah, I didn't know if he was from Miami or if he lived there, but he is going to be there evidently for the time being. And you mentioned he has a family and things like that. Well, I hope he gets a lot of bookings. And boy, oh boy, I mean, if you ever get to work with him again, keep us posted on some of the high-end things he's doing, like as his PR man at this point, you know? You're the closest thing I think he's got at this rate.
Well, I think that's done now. I haven't heard from him for a while, so it was just I think he was just a ploy to get me to help him out with hotels and stuff.
Onward and upward kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm too
I mean,
small
hey.
for his fancy chef world.
Well, hey, Doug, I mean, you did your best, and I'm sorry you're no longer a part of the Fancy Chef team, but I do appreciate you sharing your experience with us, and maybe we'll talk to you again down the road. Keep us posted if he comes up in your phone or in your life ever again here.
Absolutely. Sounds like a plan to me. Thanks.
No problem, dude. Thank you so much, buddy. I love
Josh.
you.
Have a good one.
You too. That was Doug Tracy, folks. First ever booker of the Fancy Chef as far as history can tell. Also a guy who evidently did a lot of work for the man, booking him hotels, having the experience full forward. I mean, he had the experience he must have seen something there. He wanted to continue working with the Fancy Chef. Boy, oh boy. Should we get back to Kendall a little bit? Because I want to learn more about her. And she was talking about the Double Soul Shaman, as we remember before we talked to Doug there for a second. The Double Soul Shaman is always, like I said, I don't know what stink portal algorithm I got into. My penis is docking with him algorithmically, but he's coming up everywhere. And it's not even, sometimes it's things where I don't even know it's the Double Soul Shaman. I'm like roped into this thing, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing about docking and docking with your buddies and everything like that. And boy, oh boy, cupping the balls. I'm right there. You know, it's like, it's ropes you in. And then 40 seconds into this thing, you're talking about, you know what I'm saying?
No hugs.
Yeah, you were like, nah.
No hugs for any. That's
today.
where we left
Not
off.
today, fool. But he does look really good in person, and he's in excellent physical shape, and he's very
his
bright.
His beard's impressive.
Yeah.
His skin tone.
His skin looks great. I'm so curious about the urine.
Have you tried it?
No, I can't say I have. I don't think I will. I'm assuming he probably doesn't consume asparagus though, because I feel like that would be a really
Pretty stinky.
difficult.
No.
Well, look how clear
So a lot
that
of
is.
males
I
are
know.
into
He's very well
biohacking.
hydrated.
You know, they'll buy all the supplements. Very expensive.
That's what I wanted to hear about was the, if Kendall agrees about the urine thing. And I should say this before we move on from Fancy Chef. This is poor hosting on my part. I blew it. I do have, someone mentioned they wanted to hear Tanner's tell-all experience. We do have video of that. So why don't we, before we move on too much, why don't we play that? Because I'd be remiss to have forgotten about Tanner's experience here. Let's pull that up, shall we? Ta-da! There he is, Tanner, folks.
Yes, tasted like shit. I actually
Tastes like
spit it back
shit.
out and put it on the plate. Maybe by I'd say 80% blind. He's stuck like this, but his eyes are always crossed. Yeah, I did. I learned one thing. I learned that you're not supposed to be chopping like that. Had to be damn near close to 100. Damn near. It was right when we picked him up. The moment we picked him up, probably within 2 minutes of sitting in the car with him, he got a phone call. And then it was nonstop since then. The strawberries was a challenge, having to get them in the right place and making sure those strawberries were right and ready to go for John. That was probably the hardest thing to cook. No, Fancy did not. I don't think he washed his hands once. Yeah.
Doesn't wash his hands, doesn't use the tongs. I mean, get this guy on something's burning.
But he had really clean nails. His nails were very shiny. Yeah, chef. It wasn't vocalized, but I could sense it for sure. Yeah. It wasn't just salt they were tasting. I'll tell you that right now. Probably
I thought of a pitch just then. We get Fancy Chef on Something's Burning. That's how you get Tom on Something's Burning too. You do Tom and Fancy Chef. Bert cooks for them. Fancy Chef gives his tips, his tidbits. I think it's a winner. I'm just floating that out there into the universe, folks.
Just being in the studio and him referring to Tom as John, that was a trip. Yes, when he was sautéing the scallops, I think, and he was like flicking the pan, I was getting splattered with hot grease the whole time. That was not cool.
Oh my God, little boner, you're right. Bert would love all the alcohol in the food. This is going to be great. Oh, someone book it. I don't know who's out there listening right now, but get it booked, my friends.
Every item. Every single fucking item. He would ask me for the wine, put it in front of him, tell me to grab the salt. Grab the salt, put it in front of him. Yeah, every item.
He doesn't answer. I mean, look at that look on his face. Did Fancy Chef touch you? I believe he did. I mean, I'm sure he did. The man is blind, like we said. No wonder he needs a sous chef, Tanner. He kept saying, oh, put the salt in front of me. Put it in front. Of course, he needs it in front of him, so he's not milling up. Trust me, as a blind man, you don't want to flail about. You don't want to create any sort of extra ways to spill things or knock things over. So you want things right in front of you. If you're the chef, you demand it. Of course. Makes all the sense in the world now that we know the deal about his evidential blindness there. There was also a cameo. Someone shared this one. Oh, boy, look at this. And the shade that came from this is funny to me. Watch this first here. Let's pull it up.
You have to generate a system of speed.
Look,
So
behind the
instead of
Fancy
taking-
Chef there. Can you see my mouse? There's a little roach on the wall. Look at that. I'm not even in Austin, and I'm on the wall there. No, I mean, people were saying it was reminiscent of Robert Paul Champagne's interview, where the roach crawled up the wall there. Don't make me go find that. But we, of course, remember that. In fact, it was so passed around the internet that Robert Paul Champagne even made his own statement about that. And he said the food didn't look too great. Robert Paul Champagne said that. This man eats like bundt cakes that he gets from deli at the bottom of his apartment complex that have been sitting there for who knows how long. And he didn't think the food looked great. I'm just putting that out there. But there it is, the roach crawling up the wall there.
Time to, which pesto consists of basil.
Look at it go.
Olive oil, Parmesan cheese,
go.
pine nuts.
Where does it go? I mean,
it's a lot of
in the control room. I wonder if anybody watches this and sees it. I mean, that is a pretty blatant one. It's not like Robert Paul Champagne's home where it was so dark, but the lens caught it. Do you know what I'm saying? This one, I can imagine the folks in the control room are like, "Oh God!" But the doors were open. Fancy Chef was cooking outside, bringing things in and out. I'm sure, some of the Austin fare bugs and whatnot get in and out. We have a video of Fancy Chef, a vintage one, too, going back even probably further than Douglas, his incident that he had or his rendezvous with him. Let's go back. Vintage Fancy Chef. This is crazy. Chef Christopher, this is before he got his true name. This is like Lady Gaga going by whatever her like super Jewish Italian thing was, Remember, it was like Sofia Gana Gazzola Garbanzo or whatever the hell.
Hello, everybody. This is Chef Christopher Knowles coming at you. I'm doing eggplant parmesan.
Now notice, he has glasses on here. And might I say, maybe not as thick as your boys over here, but they look a little something to me. There's a little depth there, I bet I could put them on and I could see a little better.
A chicken and shrimp parmesan. Just watch the steps as I go. I'm hoping that everybody's satisfied as I go through these steps.
And he doesn't have a sous chef here on this bad boy. I mean, we're going to fast forward a little bit, but he doesn't have a sous chef. He's got the glasses, though. Maybe now he doesn't wear the glasses. He wears the sunglasses, and he has a little Tanner running around to help him out so he doesn't have to, fuck up his riz or what have you. Let's see him cooking.
Ooh. A lot of the flavor come up out of him. Along with the flavor coming up out of him, it gets the process of cooking real well.
No idea what we're cooking here. I can't tell what it is one bit or one way or the other. You know, okay, we got some tomatoes. We got some eggs, it looks like. I don't even know what the fuck they are. Looks like eggs? I don't know. Either way, this is some vintage fancy chef. This is the pasta now. We're going to do pasta. Let's watch them do the pasta here. This is fun. You know, I should have picked up on the blind thing. The way he's so diligently, or not, like just he kind of is very detailed when he's, and deliberate, I should say. Deliberate's the word. When he pours things from, one thing into another, I noticed that. That is a blind move up and down. So, yes, there you go. Master Gourmet Chef Christopher, a vintage fancy chef video there. And someone also submitted this in to behindthegeneshow@gmail.com. That is where you can send in anything, folks. Behindthegeneshow@gmail.com. There it is, the email right there. Jot it down and send us something in if you find something along the way outside the hours of 3 and 4 p.m. Wednesdays. If you're not in the Stink Portal chat here as a member, you can also get a hold of us there at behindthegeneshow@gmail.com. Mark H. sent this in. It's him calling Fancy Chef. Let's listen to the exchange here. Perhaps Fancy Chef getting another booking.
If I could book you.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your budget?
That's a good question.
See, that's a question that Douglas said he didn't have to answer. I guess he said they went back and forth on a little bit, but once services were provided in other ways, perhaps, he waived the fee. So let's hear what this gentleman, Mark H., has to deal with when it comes to budgetary restrictions.
What would you charge to cook for like 14 people?
14 people. Where is this located?
It's in Tennessee.
Is this in the mansion?
Yeah.
Is this in the mansion?
Yeah, it's a mansion.
It's a mansion. The guy couldn't even lie with the proper aplomb.
I'm gonna ask you to see the kitchen. Because if I come there and it ain't a mansion, I'm gonna be upset.
Okay. Yeah, it's about 3,500 square feet. Maybe that's not too big. Not big enough. I don't know.
How big is the kitchen?
The kitchen, we got full grill and everything. Probably about a 500 square foot kitchen.
Okay. Is it gas or electric?
It's electric.
Come on, electric. Why do they get these gas stoves? They no good. They go out quick.
Yeah.
The eyes go out in them.
Yeah, I know.
Gas stoves.
Yeah,
I
know.
go out quick.
Yeah.
These gas stoves.
Yeah, we need. Yeah,
I didn't catch that. Is he likes gas stoves or he likes electric? Because he's like, it's electric to go out quick.
Maybe get some gas stoves.
Oh, so he needs the gas stoves. That's why at your mom's house they needed to have the outside rig there. You remember they had the thing outside because gas only for the fancy chef.
But 30,000. Okay.
Wait,
all right. Yeah,
second.
I'll definitely.
Hold on.
I can maybe get some gas stoves for you. But
30,000. Oh my God! If he charges Mark H 30,000, what on earth was the final bill for one Tom John Segura?
30,000. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely think about that. That might be within our budget. But yeah, if you're available for Thanksgiving, I'll be in
Thanksgiving.
touch with you if that's not.
Maybe that's the holiday quote as far as the price goes. But boy, oh boy, if Tom paid the fancy chef $75,000, I would not be surprised by this point. Oh my Lord.
That's good.
Hello.
Hey.
I can help you. I can help you.
Oh, you still there, Fancy? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was just saying, yeah, the 30,000. I'll definitely think about it, and I'll send you all the details and see if we can book you. Okay.
Good call there, Mark H. Thanks for sending that in. Please send in more things, folks. Whatever you have out there, send it in behindthegeneshow@gmail.com. What's going on out here in the chat? Oh boy, look at this. Look at this. We got a super chat from Drumblurk here. I drew a sketch of Tom and Christina and Fancy Chef while watching the episode a second time. Is there a way I could get him to spill olive oil on it? Well, I mean, you're going to call him up and book him yourself there, Drumblurk. I mean, yeah, so, I mean, you know how to book him. You know where he is. Call him up. See if you can arrange that. I don't know if Tom Segura or John Segura have enough money to do anything else with the Fancy Chef at this point. I think you're on your own. But I think that's something worth looking out for and checking. And you're definitely not a poor if you're in the Stink Portal chat and you're laying down super chats here, folks. And as a guy who's only getting fatter and poorer over here, the super chats will come all my way. So I appreciate you every time you do it. And by the way, if you are not a member and you're just watching and you go, boy, I'd like to be in the Stink Portal someday, the Stink Portal chat, but you can't because of some financial what have yous, well, guess what? You can open your gifted memberships and maybe some charitable member will then gift you a membership and you get to come join us on their dime. How exciting is that? So looking elsewhere here, Corey, I sent him a message. Okay, look at that. Forrest Nutter is on the messages. I think that is for our olive oil situation there. I don't know. I always try to jump back into the Stink Portal here, and I'm out of context. Fancy just made the most money he ever has with Tom's bit. That's probably true. I would imagine that's true, Forrest Nutter, although the way he's quoting people, someone out there for a folly might book the Fancy Chef. Oh, Asteroid Pebble, thank you. I love you too. Another super chat. Golly, God bless you there, Asteroid Pebble, and welcome to the old Stink Portal here. Look at them. They're coming in fast and furious. It's always the ladies. I love it very much. Thank you so much, Asteroid Pebble. Ashley Ace coming in with Let's Get Fatter and Poorer Together, buddy. Thank you so much, Ashley Ace. And I appreciate you last week as well. All these new folks here in the Stink Portal today. God bless you. Do we have any other Fancy Chef things to get to? No. I do believe that does it for our Fancy Chef segment for the time being. What do you say we wrap up with a little more Kendall Toole? She's not so bad to wrap things up with and to look at, right? I mean, golly, we got to hear her opinions on the Fancy Chef. We got to hear her opinions on the Double Soul Shaman. Boy, oh boy, what other things did Kendall get to talk about that we can address before we get out of here today? What do you say we scroll through and look? Where the hell am I looking? Oh, this is the wrong clip, Josh, you stupid morons. You see, that's the Benadryl, folks. The blurriness, me picking the wrong things, putting them up on the screen, not putting them up on the screen. This is what happens. My brain is foggy. But let me pull it up for you now, shall I? Ooh, let's watch Kendall watch Cool Guys. That's exciting. I like that very, very much. Ta-da! Oh boy, there I go. Look at me. I'm doing it. Don't trip. Put this towards the Get Potter in a Mansion fund so that the Roach can experience the Fancy Chef someday. Thank you, Don't Trip. Yes, indeed. It'll take quite a few super chats to put me in a mansion, but I do appreciate the effort, Don't Trip. You're the man. Want to see some Cool Guys, Kendall?
Also, just to fill your mind.
All right. You okay?
Are you well?
Yeah, with ideas for what you could do with your platforms. You know?
Nice.
For women,
Yeah.
because Will doesn't do women things.
At all.
and-
Actually, doesn't do women either.
Maybe I
but
should. Yeah. Well, I kind of got that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be his type.
No.
If you have any menstrual blood workshops, I would like to make a mandala with my menstrual blood, maybe paint it.
Paint it. Yeah. Give it up as an offering.
Water
you know, I
plants.
did know
And
someone.
nude classes, I think, would be a huge hit.
Huge
I,
for
you
you.
know, it's so fun.
Ashley Ace, another $2 super chat. You rock. Thank you so much. I love you. And boy, oh boy, I would love Ashley Ace to get some feedback on these. I mean, there's a lot of ladies in the chat today. Let's get some cool guys out there so that you guys can have as much fun as we're having enjoying Kendall.
funny you mentioned that.
You wanna
Someone
sell out.
suggested it.
Yeah, I think you should,
They're like,
Kendall.
yeah,
Jeez.
Kendall, like build a platform, put it on OnlyFans, like just like cycle in the nude. There was once I did wear, unfortunately, I wore a skin toned, it was a Peloton apparel set, and I wore it shadow boxing. And then I had a black, like the mic belt, and I looked and I noticed, and I'm like, oh God.
I look naked.
Yeah, I'm like, I literally look naked.
Kendall,
It
if
was-
you start teaching your classes topless, you would be the
my God.
greatest fitness instructor that ever lived.
We get the world fit.
Conflicting super chats, by the way. Please be hard on yourself, says Little Boner. I always am. That's not going to change, even though Ashley says don't be so hard on yourself. Even though Ashley says it, I'm still going to be Little Boner. Don't you fret. Don't you fear. Oh, boy. So here we go. I want to see the cool guys. I want to see the cool guys. We're going to go into overtime. I know it, especially because of the super chats.
Premium for just topless. You don't have to show your meow or your feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should we call it
look
fit-
at Zola.
There's going to be guys that are going to get a Peloton if she goes topless, where they're not even going to be on the bike. They're just going to be like cranking it on the Peloton. They're just going to sit on their Peloton to crank it. Although that is still some sort of cardiovascular activity.
Oh, he
right?
loves the idea. He's smiling. Listen,
love it.
by far, I have so many male friends that adore you and would pay a premium to just see you do it topless.
Oh, by the way,
Let's see how I go. We could call it fit.
Guys would pay a premium to see literally anyone that kind of is in their world topless, right? I mean, how much would you pay? That's kind of what OnlyFans was purely based off of. How much would you pay to see the lady at the post office topless? How much would you pay to see your local bartender topless? This was the dream in which OnlyFans was created upon. How much would you see to see a celebrity Peloton instructor Peloton topless? Boy, oh boy. Of course she'd make a lot of money. You think she hasn't crossed this bridge?
Tits.
fit
Guys.
tits.
Fit tits.
Fit tits.
Fit
Dude.
titty.
I mean, there you go.
Get
And,
fatitty
and all
with
the
me.
other women behind you, their tits are showing too. And you have all different sizes of sloppers.
I like it, Christina.
And then do we cup each other's tits? Like,
Of course you
Hey.
cup
And
each
then
other's
we
tits.
partner with Will and we build an
That's
empire.
what I'm
You want to talk
saying.
about? You want to talk about your
Guys,
class
done.
filling up in 2 minutes?
Fit tits will sell out way faster
Real
than
fast.
anything.
Lots are filling up.
Fast. Guys, there we go.
Here's what I
That's
wanna
my
know.
plan.
As a
Everybody
public
wanted to know.
person, and you're teaching on the platform,
Fit tits, I would do.
you know, we sometimes show marginalized community people like this guy.
How much to smell, before we get to the cool guys here, Albert being a cool guy of his own here, how much to smell her feet? I don't know that's not going to strike my fancy, but there are people out there that would be like, can you run 2 miles or even like after her Peloton class? Oh my God, there's definitely someone out there that's like, what do her feet smell like after that fucking Peloton class? Peloton After Dark, Little Boner. I love it. I love it. A new YMH fitness show, don't trip. That could be great. Make it educational, says Forrest Nutter. Yeah, I mean, if it's just based on fitness and they happen to have their tits out, it could be a special partnership between Peloton and your mom's house. Let's get to the cool guys.
I'm really sick and tired of being alone in Kelso, Washington.
Oh, hold on.
Somebody needs to come visit me. I'm tired of losing money.
Okay, so he's just
What did he say?
he's just putting a plea out there for someone to come visit him.
Oh,
But-
bless his heart.
I know, bless his little heart. But
It's
I
gonna get
want to know: did you get some perhaps unwanted messages as
No,
as a teacher, as an instructor? Did you get
never.
some creepy messages? Ever?
Oh God. You know, I will say I have probably, let's just call it, I had a sea of cocks in my DMs. Sea of
A sea of cocks. Did you hear that, folks? Just so many cocks that it fills the sea.
It was like little, I would always make a joke too. I was like, oh God, like, because finally Instagram got to the point I kept reaching out to them. I'm like, I want to look at DMs from people who sometimes they say very nice messages about, you know, how classes helped transform their life
Yeah, and you're like,
or
"Oh,
like
this
a
is
personal
nice."
story.
Yeah.
So literally talk about like dissonance, cognitive dissonance. I'm like tearing up at like, wow, you know,
I'm inspired.
you got me through my father's passing. And then it's like, Dick. And then it's like, thank you, Dick. Like, it's just like, it was constant. It was, yeah, there was a lot of them. It's like your mom's house. Oh.
I hate that.
Looking for a white lady that's tattooed
Check.
and dominant and be willing to put me in a dress and beat the shit out of me. Call me. I'm the sissy of Fremont Street.
Wow.
You know, there's guys out there like that.
I feel like some of them have tried to contact me.
Kendall,
at
you're
some
not
point.
married yet.
I'm not married yet. No. You
You're
know what?
still out there.
We can, Alex. You got competition, honey. The sissy of Fremont Street is just calling my name.
Right?
Who's Alex? Did she talk about Alex earlier? I don't know why I'm so like, who the hell's Alex? Like, there's no fucking who's Alex is she's talking about? No, I thought that was funny. What if she was like, oh yeah, no, I've done this kind of thing before. Put a few guys in dresses in my lifetime, that's for sure. Wild stuff. The Sissy of Fremont Street is exactly who I wanted her to see.
God.
I'll make this brief. My name's John Lyu Shipman. I'm looking for girls for pussy. I'd love to eat pussy.
At least he knows what he wants, and he's very clear in communication. I
If
will
you're
give
into
him
fat
that.
Guys, you're looking for some action, you live in Missouri, please call me at 157 or text me at 163.
Okay. Wait, he has two different numbers for calling.
Most of the cool guys do.
Tommy, two phones, one for the bitches and one for the hoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap,
Mhm.
dude.
Yeah.
Remember that guy we played earlier?
She is not that put off. This is how much of a haunted house her DMs must be, that the cool guys are like barely phasing her. I feel like she was more offended by Fancy Chef's cooking than she was by the image of some of these. Because like she said, what a turn of events it always is. It's like, oh, you know, my father passed away and the only thing that I could do is just exercise, and thank goodness for your class because it got me out of bed in the morning and made me go to work, and then I just think you're so great. And she'll respond, that means the world to me, that's so wonderful, keep up your journey, keep going. And then the next thing is like, well, she must love me, I'm gonna send my fucking cock to her. I mean, the fact that it's happened that many times, wild. So these men seeing the faces of them and hearing what they say, this is not even scratching the surface in terms of what I'm sure she's dealing with on a daily DM basis.
Here today, the first clip.
Let's see one more.
Yeah.
The angry horny.
Oh, yeah.
So the deal is though, so there's different shades of horny on this show that we deal with.
Yeah.
This to me, repulses me. Now hold on, let me finish my thought.
Sure, go ahead.
Because I sense the desperation.
Mm.
I'm looking for girls, but DM me. Here's 5 phone numbers. Here's my Snapchat.
And he talks like this.
Okay, but watch this next
He
gentleman.
also has respiratory issues.
Well,
sometimes
that guys eat pussy.
You shouldn't be eating pussy with that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
will
should
you
be-
be able to breathe,
Yeah,
sir?
well, he's like, we're gonna have to take breaks, but I'll get you there.
It kind of sounds like Clint Eastwoody at the same time. It's
Food
very
in
nice.
between.
Yeah, she's starting to think it sounds sexy, I think, the voice, I'm here to eat pussy. It is essential. It's almost like, remember that, what the hell is that movie with the truck drivers? And it's like, hey there, candy cane.
It's so hot, Tom.
When I'm done eating you, we'll eat together. But yeah, so what's interesting is most of the time I play these fucking awesome finds, and she reacts with total repulsion,
Disdain. Yeah.
just contempt
Well,
for these
because
men.
I sense this is desperate. It's unattractive.
Yeah, it's not going to happen for him.
No,
But hold
But
on.
then she had a totally different reaction.
But see if you feel
a
something
guy.
different.
Okay.
Be on and be open, Kendall. I want you to.
I'll be honest.
Listen.
I'll be honest.
Listen with your heart.
Are you ready?
Listen with your heart.
Okay. I'm
Ready.
just going to sit back. None of us
Come
are going
on,
to say
let's
anything.
hear
We're
it.
all just going to look at you.
Yes, including me.
Are you a bitch that loves seeing a nigga jack his dick off when I'm exhausted and tired from doing the act? Will you love the finale? Me of busting my cum in your mouth?
Wow.
Well,
it was wow. It was a performance.
It was?
I would say put a beat behind it, and it kind of sounds like a Sexy Red song. Like,
wow, that's true.
it kind of does.
Okay. And
Sounds like you're.
here's
It's swagger of which I wish that I could even have an iota of. I'll tell you that. A small percentage of that Riz would go a long way in the roach world, as I'm sure it would for many.
do you have the same repulsion to him and his energy as the two previous guys?
I think there's a confidence that he has. There's a confidence that he has. I'm still repulsed. It's like, whoa. But I will give the man credit that he really stood on business with what he was saying. Like, he was like,
so I played
this. What he likes and what it is. And you're like,
it seems like
you, bro.
It's contained rage is what it seems like. He's
like really
so
focused.
Intense.
It's the eyes.
And then I was expecting her to do the usual. And she goes, yeah, I'd watch him do it.
A video, not in live.
No.
Because I'm afraid of him and his intensity, but I'd watch him masturbate. Yeah, I would.
What if there was like a plexiglass screen in the way, or maybe bars or something? I'm not trying to insinuate anything. I'm just saying, what if there was a barrier of some kind? Would you then watch it live, or does it have to be in a video in that case? Either way, I mean, it is funny that she'd watch it. I mean, maybe Kendall will.
It would be okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't enjoy watching.
Guys, their D's.
Yeah,
random truck drivers jack off.
Yeah,
no,
you know.
But I wouldn't watch.
Interesting. Okay, so no across the board, fellas. So if you're thinking about sending that DM, maybe don't.
Fortunate experience in Los Angeles where a homeless man literally did. I'm like, I could go my whole life never seeing that again.
Every woman has this lovely experience.
Why is that?
But I wouldn't watch.
It is a part of living here. I did have that happen on one of my first days living here on the subway. I just saw a man jerking on his penis, and I go, welcome to LA. I heard that Randy Newman song playing in my head, you know. I love LA.
Fremont do it. And I wouldn't watch I'm looking for girls for pussy. Because right?
There's something. It's like the new version of Looking for a Man in Finance. I'm looking for girls for pussy. 5'4", 120.
Hi there, my name's Matthew Pearson for the Electra MP, 3240 Tokoroa, New Zealand. I'm looking for people of donating baking, biscuits, cakes, slices that are gluten-free and non-gluten-free. They're for me and my friends.
He accepts all intolerances, guys.
We can't afford to buy biscuits all the
sweating,
time.
I hate it.
And home baking is a treat.
You don't like this guy now?
Because remember we were talking about that Barbie earlier?
Yes.
Is he on that?
Oh, for crying out loud.
Is he going to be a Ken? Right? He's not of sound. He's not missing chromosomes.
I don't know what you're talking about, Christina. Oh, boy. But what a treat to watch Kendall meet some cool guys. It seems, though, that her history and her past, she has met and she has encountered many cool guys. This motherfucker's scary, says Shadow Joker. Is it Shadow Jocker or Shadow Jacker? I couldn't tell there. All right, Jacker indeed. And Ashley, I won't say your full name anymore. I'm sorry. You said, please stop saying my full name. It's weird to hear. When you talked about shotgunning beers alone in your room during COVID, it really resonated with me. Here's the shotgunning beers in your mansion. Oh, thank you, Ashley. I did do that during COVID. I just did that to kill the time, you know. It was before I got to do Behind the Jeans. Now, we kill time here, folks, going over some of your favorite things. Boy, oh boy. We got a lot. I mean, we have gotten a lot of mileage out of Fancy Chef, and I can't wait because I got a little plan in the works. I'm actually going to hit up Cougar after the show for a couple episodes from now. I think I have a little bit of a plan. Oh boy, does that sound scary and ominous? It shouldn't be. You'll be excited, as a matter of fact. But I do hope you join us each and every week here on Behind the Jeans every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. If you're in that time zone, we go live, baby. And behindthejeansshow@gmail.com. That is where you can let us know about anything we missed, anything you want us to cover. Maybe you want us to have a guest on. Stay in touch over there, especially if you are watching this from outside of our Stink Portal chat. I do appreciate all of you, each and every one of you in the old Stink Portal there. Congrats to our new members, and thank you, John Zanovich, Courtney Jordan. Thank you for joining up. And thank you to all the super chatters there. Of course, Jay Shipes in his first stream, Dumbblurk, Asteroid Pebble, Ashley, I won't say your full name, Don't Trip, sent in a super chat. Little Boner, of course, we love you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it a great deal. Thank you to our guest, Douglas Tracy, for coming on and giving his Fancy Chef experience. Oh boy, thank you to Cougar, thank you to Annie, thank you to Heather, thank you to Zolo, everyone over at your mom's house. And if you want to see me live or anything else, go watch my other podcast, The Josh Potter Show, thejoshpotter.com. That is where you can go check it out, my friends. Thank you very much for having me, and we'll see you next Wednesday here on Behind the Jeans.
This is big time!
Who is Randy? Don't bring anyone's mother into this.
Your mama in the fucking stands!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura and
Christina Pashitsky.
welcome to your mom's house.